Trigger TV, what's going on, everybody in the building? Welcome, everybody, to Trigger TV. Let's get in here and tap that like button, everybody. What's going on? Yes, I'm here. Come on, everybody, tap in. This is a pre-recorded video, but you know I got to bring you an update. So come on, let's go. Tap in, you guys. Go ahead and smash that like button, you guys. I'm here. Smash the like button. Happy Monday, everybody. You know, we got a few things to do, a few things on the docket, so I have to drop this update for you. You know, I'll be back later on coming to you live so you can see Trigger TV, all right? But meanwhile, we're going to give you an update and let you know what's going on, okay? All right, condolences to the family and the two twins and everybody involved in this update, okay? Trigger TV loves you guys. Thank you. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Okay, the channel is in the description, you guys. So please make sure that you guys hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you have not been able to rejoin, that rejoin button will pop up in the description in just a few days if you need to rejoin the channel, okay? All right, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you for joining Trigger TV. And make sure you go and throw some blue hearts up in the chat. You can support the stream as well by PayPal, Cash App, or even some blue hearts and a thumbs up, and throw some comments up in there, okay? We love you. Super chat is welcome as well, guys. And even just you watching supports the channel, okay? We love you and we appreciate you watching Trigger TV. This is going to be an update, so just go ahead and watch. And we're about to get down and give you the update. Condolences again to the two twins and the mother that took her life in Lake Justin in Florida, okay? Let's go. Let's turn up, Gene. Let's go, Mob. Where you at, Mob? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go, baby. Trigger TV in the motherfucking building. Go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, it is still a no jag hag zone in this motherfucking. No hags allowed in this bitch. No bums allowed. No cowards allowed, okay? This is a dust coward free up motherfucking no crusty musty zone up in this bitch, okay? We do crime, we do beef, we do it all. Trending news, whatever you want, we got it, okay? We go every which way over here. We can go to the left, to the right, just wherever you want to go, okay? Trigger TV does it all, okay? So come over here to get your latest trending news, okay? We're going to give you a little bit of a Queen Op. We give a little bit of her, too. She makes us want to, you know, throw up our breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but we're going to slide her like a lunch tray, too, because we need to tap into that, too, okay? And let you know what's going on. Her court date is coming up on November 3rd, so let's keep you updated on that as well, okay? Also sending condolences to the Garcia family. We will be giving you an update on that today. He is in court today. Okay, so we will be joining him as well. Okay, got some updated information for you coming your way on the Garcia family. Okay, I want to give a shout out and condolences to them too. Grab your snacks, grab your coffee, grab your drinks, and let's go. Let's show you some real content, baby. Let's go ahead and throw up them disclaimers. Let's get those disclaimers in the motherfucking building, okay? You know how Trig does it, so let's go ahead and get those disclaimers out the way. Remember, you guys, that Trigger TV is never, ever for kids. It's Monday anyway. Those beautiful kids should be in school, making them straight A's, okay? Like I tell my son, he should be at work, okay? Work is school, okay? So here we go. Let's throw up those disclaimers real quick and let's show you how we walk it like we talk it. Our mission statement is bringing one heart, one mind, one soul together one day at a time, providing love and support to victims of violent crimes and family members grieving their loved ones due to their stories being untold, and bringing back the sense of humanity to help all communities in any way possible to end the violence, okay? We walk it like we talk it. We believe it. We live it. We breathe it. And that's how we gonna rock over here. If you understand where I'm coming from, go ahead and put those bangs in the chat if you're banging with me with that mission statement, okay? Because that's how Trick is coming each and every time. So please understand me when I say, you guys, we need to bring back a sense of humanity. I'm here to do it, baby, okay? Like I told you, we do crime, you know, we do slide you. Hey, if you want to get slid, whatever, we're going to give you whatever, okay? But we also do crime as well. Okay, so understand that this is Trigger TV, Hearts for Humanity, but we are rocking and stocking either way, however you want it, baby. You know, we're giving it to you, okay? This story right here is very, very intense. I do want to send my condolences to the family. We did find out her name. Some more information. I did put together a video with news clips and some updates. This is the most updated information, you guys. She did suffer from depression. Like I told you guys, 90% of these people online, these folks online, these content creators, moderators, and just subscribers in general, they do suffer from depression. Okay, they said there were no signs. You guys, she didn't have any record of it. Okay, she was 31 years old. Her birthday was coming up on the 29th of this month. Okay. She had two twins, 5-year-olds with special needs, a single mom. That can be very challenging. They still don't know why she did what she did. Okay. They still have not received autopsy results on the kids to figure out how they passed away. They know the only thing they know right now is that there was a gun involved. I mean, no gun involved. They did find a gun with shell casings in the house and bullets, but no bullets were used. These kids were asleep and passed in their sleep. Okay. So they're still waiting for those results. Once those results come in, I will definitely give you an update. This is the most updated information that I have on the case. So I'm going to slide you this video that I put together for you guys and just do a little bit of commentary to this video, but I really just want you to listen and just hear all the news clips and what they had to say about it. I've got one big news clip and then also all the most latest news clips on what happened. Okay. This lady drove herself to a bridge, okay, went out the passenger door and right into the water, okay, right into the lake, took her life immediately, okay? So we are definitely going to go ahead and get into that right now. All right, let's get into it, you guys. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Listen.
Well, good afternoon. First, thank you for your patience as we kind of sort through the facts of what we now know to be a murder-suicide situation that occurred probably in the early hours of this morning. Uh, it started when we received a call from somebody who was traveling southbound on 417, who saw a motorist stop their vehicle on the crest of the bridge, and what appeared to be a woman slide herself out of the passenger window of the car and jump into the St. Johns River, what appeared to be an attempt at a suicide. Deputies were immediately notified by, again, an eyewitness that was traveling on 417 southbound behind that vehicle, contacted the sheriff's office, and deputies arrived on the scene moments later. When deputies were evaluating the area, looking at the vehicle, they saw a woman that was floating. They saw two fishermen that were in the area, and they summoned their assistance. One happened to be an off-duty Seminole County firefighter, and they arrived at the area and helped recover the body of the woman who we now know to be Katorea Hutto, 31 years old, date of birth 10/29/91, with no known prior history whatsoever. As deputies continue to follow up investigation, they found that her home address was here on the street. She had lived here with her two children, Ahmed Jackson and Ava Jackson, who are 5-year-old twins. They were in a home that was built with a Habitat for Humanity partnership. Again, no prior histories here at the house, no prior histories with the mom at other locations. When deputies arrived here to conduct a well-being check, they went into the house and found the two children in bed who appeared at first to be sleeping, later to identify that they are deceased inside the house right now. Mom jumps off the bridge, commits what's obviously now a suicide and what looks to be a homicide that is contained within this house. When deputies cleared the house, they did a well-being check on the children, and then, of course, exited out in an effort to write a search warrant for the house to do a more in-depth investigation into what they saw. They saw no signs of trauma within inside the house, no pools of blood, no obvious trauma to the children that were inside the house. They did witness a firearm on the floor with some live that were on the ground. Again, no empty round cartridges, but a firearm that was on the floor in the bedroom. Describe the inside of the house. There was not much food inside the house. There was not much furniture inside the house, which looked like the family may have been struggling financially, but there is no indication that that is any of the concerns whatsoever. The last communication that Catarea had was a communication which was a phone call that went unanswered to her mom, Carol. Her mom, Carol, was in the area over the past couple of days, potentially having a medical procedure down in Orlando. She lives in North Florida, I believe Perry, and that phone call went unanswered. Carol, the mom, just simply thought that one of the 5-year-old kids grabbed the phone, called, so she never thought to call back or communicate. So there's a lot of unknown answers right now. We have Florida Department of Children and Families out here with us. They have no prior history or prior calls at the location. And again, we're waiting on the search warrant to come in so we can contact all the parties that are involved, look at the evidence that's at the scene, collect whatever we need to do. We knew that Carol Rea was working as a temp employee. She was at work as recent as a few days ago. Her employer, which again was a temp service where she was performing some clerical work in that capacity, had no suspicion. There's nobody that we know that had any indication that she may be in this dire state of needing service where she was suicidal or potentially homicidal. The mom did relate to us that she has struggled throughout her lifetime with depression, but there's been nothing to indicate that she may act out.
Thing I want to say, one thing I want to say is that we need to start checking on our loved ones. Like, it is so important. You guys hear this? There was nothing to indicate that this woman had any kind of mental. She was at this state of deterioration mentally to take her life like this. Okay, her birthday was coming up this week. You know what I mean? Monday is the 29th, I believe, next Monday. So there's no indication that this woman, you know what I mean, was at the end of her rope, ready to take her life. I mean, this is sad. You know, this is something that we have really, really, really have to watch. Like, we really have to wake up. Like, we really have to wake up here. Like, what is really going on? Like, we have to check on our people. Like, we have to start checking on each other. Like, finding out how each other's doing, checking on our neighbors. You know, like, I don't mess with people. I stay to myself. You know, I couldn't tell you my neighbors' names, and I've lived here for years. I don't know. I stay to myself. It's important. But look at the state of mind that this woman was in. They said she didn't have much furniture, didn't have much food in her house. So we don't know what she was going through. Yeah.
With this level of violence towards her children,
Look at this.
or commit suicide herself. So again, that's kind of what we know. I try to provide as much information. I'll open for any questions that you have. It's very unlikely that I'll have any of the answers because I've provided as much detail as we know at this particular time. And as more information becomes available, we'd be happy to share that with you. Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. We know that the children did not. Well, we don't know, but it does not appear that there's any blunt trauma. It does not appear that they were the victims of gunfire. So there would have to be a method of death that the medical examiner will have to help us understand through toxicology reports. But again, no signs of trauma to the body. And the deputies that went on the inside said it looked like two innocent 5-year-old children sleeping. They were in bunk beds. One child was on his stomach. A boy was on his stomach. The daughter was laying on her side. And again, if they did not check the vital signs, they would not know that they had been deceased. So it's unknown.
You needed to come here because of you figured out who she was. Is that right?
Yeah. So she jumps out of the car. Of course, we're out there at the car. We're still waiting on some evidence on 417. As we know, these toll passes have technology that we can monitor with cameras and stuff like that. So as we're putting the pieces together, one of the things that is naturally an investigative follow-up is to find out wherever she lives, to see if there's any family members or there anybody can help us understand what was going on. We were hopeful that we would meet somebody here that we could talk to help us understand, but unfortunately, we met the tragic fatality of two children that were in the house.
Sheriff, was the two, we saw two civilians, they both appear to be women walking out of the house at about 11:12. So are they friends or family that identified the children?
I don't know who they were. They may have been, I believe they were DCF. I'm being told from behind you, they were DCF workers. So again, they were there looking just to make sure there's nothing there. But again, no signs, no prior history, and no family members have been on scene here since the start of this incident at 8:45 this morning.
Spell your name for us, please.
You mentioned the phone call, the last phone call. What day was that?
The phone call that Carol, the grandmother or mother, received was at 10 p.m., approximately 10 p.m. last night. Again, she was here. She was on her way traveling back home to Perry. She got a call that she did not notice. Sometimes you get a call, you don't notice it until the next day where you see you've got a missed call. She just automatically assumed that one of the kids just grabbed the phone, was playing with it because there was no message left on the call. The spelling of the name, the first name is Catorreia Hutto. Date of birth 10/29/91. Ahmed, Ahmad Jackson, children's last name are Jackson, and Ava, Ava Jackson. Now we've obviously contacted the mother. We're still actively trying to contact the father. We have not been able to contact him. The phone number that we had for him, I think he lives in South Florida somewhere. Again, we're trying to be sensitive to that. But next to Ken, her mom has been contacted, and we wanted to make sure that you were provided with the most detailed information that we had at this time.
Is she from the area? Is she from the area?
She has lived here for several years. Again, the Habitat for Humanity home was built. She's lived in this home for at least a year, and I believe that it's at least a few more years she was living in Seminole County. So she had been an established member here. She had lived here for several years. I believe she came somewhere down the path from North Florida, but I'm not exactly sure of the timeline on that now.
Sheriff, I think
Greg?
they said that people we talked to say that she goes by Tori, since it's easier to pronounce Tori. Is that your understanding?
I have not heard that. I don't know that.
Sheriff, based on the traffic cameras, do you
I'll
think-
come back to you, Greg, in a moment.
Based on the traffic and the toll cameras, do you think that she drove right to the bridge from here, or did she drive around, or is that something you're looking at?
Yeah. So the question was whether or not she drove right to the bridge, jumped off the bridge. We don't know at this time, but I know investigators, when they arrived at the scene, they saw some condensation in the windows, which kind of makes us go back to say, what was going on? Was she sitting in the car for a while, building up courage to jump off the bridge, and the condensation occurred as a result of that? Was the car through the toll booth for several hours and she was off on the side of the road? If you know the 417 bridge, that shoulder is very tight. And any motorist that's going to sit at that particular location for any amount of time is going to draw some attention, right? Somebody's going to stop. Somebody's going to call our office. So we think that she probably pulled up to that location right at the last moment. Whether or not she came to that toll booth and went directly right there is something that we would be interested to find out.
And I'm sorry, can you give us the date of birth again, please?
Date of birth on Catorreia, 10/29/91. The children, again, twins, June 6th, 2018.
Obviously, this is a case of somebody going to extremes here. Is there anything you can just say generally about people who are having some kind of mental health crisis,
Yeah.
who are feeling like they're at the end of their rope? What,
Yeah. Thank you for teeing that up, because quite literally, when we were getting this call, we were having a meeting in our conference room about our comprehensive strategy to provide citizens with the mental health services that are so incredibly important right now. We face a crisis like we've never experienced before. We know that 25% of our children have seriously contemplated suicide in the last couple of years. We know that some unintended consequences brought on from COVID. Again, not a political statement, but if you were in recovery programs in that 2-year period where people were sheltering in place and not being around, it had a negative cognitive effect on society. So we're doing all that we can. We want to make sure that people know that there's help out there. There's resources out there. There's people who are willing to fund, to love, support,
So you guys, he is absolutely right. COVID hit people emotionally, I think, so hard. I think a lot of people suffered, having the shelter in place and being told what they can and can't do, having their kids spend 2 years at home being homeschooled because of that shit. I think it affected a lot of us, and some of us in a negative, and some of us, had to, build businesses and did something positive with it, turn the negative into a positive, So I mean, COVID, yeah, I agree with him. It did, and some of us, just, emotionally just went off the deep end, you know. We have to get some emotional and spiritual stability. So I mean, look at how, COVID did affect. This woman was emotionally suffering and nobody knew. She wasn't reaching out. She just went ahead and said, "This is it. This is my hell. I'm living in it. So let me just take me and myself and my kids." It's so selfish. But look at where society is at. This is why we need to bring back a sense of humanity. We need to tap in with one another. We need to do something different. Something needs to change. We have to. Something has to be different. We have to. Have to. This is oof.
And trust to lift families up so they don't have to experience this. And I think that it's something that our society has to come together and do it. It's not a Republican or Democrat or independent issue. It's something that every single citizen can rally behind, and it's examples like this
It's a
that
humanity issue.
drive all of us forward to get people the help and the services that they need. I'm proud of the relationship that we have with Advent Health, with our county, with our cities, and the services that are available. But a key part of that is to make sure that people and families know that they can walk through the door, that they can receive help, that there's no questions asked. We've done a lot of work in that space. And again, here's another example of such a tragedy. I mean, it pains any person, any family member, any parent to hear of this story, right? Everyone's going to watch this at home and say, how horrible is this? So I think it should push us all further to work harder and do as much as we can in this space to make sure that no other family has to go through this.
Sheriff, you've done this a long time. You've seen many crime scenes. The way the children were positioned, possibly asleep in the bed when they first walked in, does that tell you something about how she wanted them to be at peace when she did whatever she did?
Yeah, a great question. I mean, we've seen some violent, aggressive acts in the past that are probably initiated by hate and pain and all of that. That's not that's not what we saw here at this scene. Now the children suffered from some disability. I haven't looked at their medical records and all that. I know that they went to a special school that provided unique services for that. So it seems like they had love and support from family members that wanted to wrap themselves around them. I can also say that because typically when you have families that act out aggressively and all that, there's some type of history there. There is no history here. There is no history of allegations of neglect or abuse or anything like that. But again, anything further would be pure speculation on my part. I'll ask your question. I think that's all that I can really say on this.
Do we know when the kids were last seen, when they last were in school, or someone saw them?
They haven't missed school, as we know. Do we know if the kids were in school yesterday or when the last time the kids have been seen? October 13th was the last day that they were in school. So again, we're putting those pieces together. I've shared with you kind of what we know. And again, some of that stuff we just simply don't know the cause of death. There's a lot of unanswered questions that we're getting the search warrant now signed. Once we get into the house, maybe we can kind of fill in the gaps in some of these things, and we'll make sure that you get that information as soon as we have it available.
Say that the kids had special needs, and also the school that they went to. How are they, if you know the answer, how are they dealing with this? Are there counselors available for the kids?
Yeah, the kids did have special needs. They were assigned to a special needs school with people who specialize in that. I have not heard the report from what the school has. Again, this is unfolding pretty quickly. I'm sure that our chief of school safety, Rick Francis, tells me that they have been contacted and they are completely shocked and surprised with the findings of the reports.
Sheriff, this is a tragedy for the community and also for deputies, people who are having to deal with this scene. Can you just offer general remarks on that?
Yeah, so again, this is an incredibly difficult situation. We see family members and neighbors that are coming out. I mean, people are devastated to hear stories like this. our deputies that arrive on scene will go through our peer support team process because it's not natural to walk in and see and be exposed to these things, right? There's a lot of regret and remorse and should I've known, is there something else we could have done? But you know what we do is we pull together as a community, as a county, as a society. But let's make sure that people know that mental health is a real thing, real condition, that there's resources that are available out there, regardless of where you're at in your space. You know, check on your family, check on your loved ones. But here again, there was no signs at all where anybody that we've spoken to, anybody that would known that, hey, let me give you a helping hand. So again, thank you, and we'll keep you informed with additional information that becomes available.
So you guys look at that. That is something. This is just tearing me apart. This story doesn't get any deeper than this. Like, look at this. Look at these twins. Hang on 1 second. Let's check this out. This is a horrible story. I mean, like, this is a horrible story. And so hold on. This is what we just heard. So this is just the update. I mean, and again, hold on. Why am I not? Why is my sound not coming through? Let's take a look and see. Let's put this back up. But yeah, this is horrible. This is seriously horrible. This is seriously horrible. So we really got to look at this, you guys. We got to look at the situation. We got to look at these people. We got to check on our loved ones. We really do. Like, no matter what, because this is the saddest story like I've seen in a long time. And this is hitting me in spaces that I'm just like, wow. Hold on. I don't think it's going to let us play it. But they're pretty much just giving the update. And they're saying that she was 31 years old. I mean, how she jumped off the bridge. I mean, and pretty much left those kids there. I mean, and this is just all the reports together. But I mean, they don't have any updates. And that's the sad part about it. I mean, about it. It's horrible. I mean, like, where do you go from here? What do you do? I mean, all the news clips. I mean, she has no history of mental health, but it was there. I mean, she was depressed. She went through something horrible. I mean, horrible, absolutely horrible. I mean, absolutely freaking horrible. I don't know why it's not allowing me to let you hear it. It's not playing it loud. But yeah, it's horrible. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is horrible. And you can see them just taking stuff out the house. Taking shit out the house. Like, it is horrible. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's horrible. I'm just showing you clips of it because I don't want to, continue it. Like, but it's horrible. It is a shit show. It is horrible. Horrible. Okay? Horrible. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay? Let me try and get this thing up again. Let's try it again. Yes, but it is horrible, you guys, to see those kids. I mean, they went through something. They were going through something for no reason. For no reason. So, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. So I'm telling you guys, like, we got to definitely check on our loved ones. We definitely. Here we go. All right, trigger warning. Hold on, guys.
I'm never picked up. That mother.
Listen.
We'll say, though, within the past few hours, somebody brought out these really beautiful balloons there in memory of this family. A somber scene outside this Sanford home Friday as detectives investigated a murder-suicide involving two children.
We just have to pray for her and pray for the children.
The Seminole County Sheriff's Office says just before 8:45 a.m., 31-year-old Kataria Hutto jumped out of her car from the 417 bridge and into Lake Jessup. An eyewitness describes a horrifying sight.
I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was trying to look over the edge, and she just kept going, like literally just fell right over.
After learning who she was, deputies arrived at her home on Alexander Avenue and made a disturbing discovery.
They went into the house and found the two children in bed who appeared at first to be sleeping, later to identify that they are deceased inside the house right now.
Sheriff Dennis Lima says there were no obvious signs of trauma to the children, and a toxicology report will detail how they died. The children hadn't been to school since last Friday, and Lima says there wasn't much food or furniture inside the home. He believes the family may have been struggling financially.
And I think if someone had talked to her as a neighbor, they may have picked up on something.
Miss Francis met Hutto last July when Hutto received the keys to her Habitat for Humanity home. Here she is posing in a picture on the organization's Facebook page with her twin son and daughter whose faces we've blurred. Miss Francis never imagined this would happen.
But we can if and think in what we should have, could have done. But maybe we'll start now. Speak to your neighbor. Say hi. How you doing today?
The sheriff says Hutto has no prior history. He wants to remind everyone out there that there are resources, especially if you're struggling, including the Suicide and Crisis Hotline at 988. We're live in Sanford tonight. I'm Patrick Perez, Fox 35 News.
County neighborhood rocked by the deaths of two young children at the hands of their mother.
The sheriff says it appears Katoria Hutto, who goes by the name Tori, murdered her 5-year-old twins, shown here in this picture from 3 years ago, and then jumped to her death in Lake Jessup. West 2's Greg Fox has been following the story for us all day. And Greg, the sheriff says there's been no violent history involving this woman before.
That's right. The sheriff's office has been talking to the mother of Tori Hutto, who spent a few days here at the home that you see here on Alexander Avenue that was owned by Tori, and said that Tori had experienced mental health issues her whole life, but never in a violent way until today. From Chopper 2, you can see a car on a tow truck on the 417 toll road south on the Lake Jessup Bridge. We now know that was 31-year-old Kataria Tori Hutto's car. One driver saw her parked on the side Friday morning.
Who saw a motorist stop their vehicle on the crest of the bridge, and what appeared to be a woman slide herself out of the passenger window of the car and jump into the St. Johns River.
Seminole County Sheriff Dennis Lima says a short while later, Hutto's body was pulled from Lake Jessup. But by then, deputies had already rushed to her home on Alexander Avenue near Sanford. When no one answered the door, they forced their way in, finding the bodies of Hutto's twin 5-year-olds, Ahmad and Ava Jackson, shown here in a 3-year-old photo.
They went into the house and found the two children in bed who appeared at first to be sleeping, later to identify that they are deceased inside the house right now.
The sheriff says a gun and bullets were found nearby, but there was no sign of trauma, and the cause of the children's deaths is unknown. Authorities say the 5-year-olds were special needs students at UCP Seminole Charter School, but had not shown up since last Friday. The school declined comment. Hutto acquired her house from Seminole Apopka Habitat for Humanity, moving in just over a year ago. They too have declined comment. While the sheriff doesn't know what may have triggered this apparent double murder suicide, he urges anyone struggling with mental health challenges to seek help.
We want to make sure that people know that there's help out there. There's resources out there. There's people who are who are willing to fund, to love, support, and trust, to lift families up so they don't have to experience this. And I think that
And of course, detectives with the sheriff's office are trying to not only determine the causes of death of the two children inside this house, but also the answer to the question why their mother would take their lives and her own. Live in Seminole County, Greg Fox, West News.
All right, Greg, thank you. And again, if you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, you can always call or even text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988. It is available 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so you guys, like, that's it. Like, that is intense. So that is one of the saddest stories that I've heard in a while. Like, we have really, really, really got to start making a change. We got to start doing this now. You know what I'm saying? It only takes, one, like the neighbor said, saying hello to each other, speaking to one another. You know what I'm saying? We got to start doing this stuff. We got to love each other. We got to take it one day at a time. Yeah, we know we can beef. We know we can slide each other. We know we can hurt each other's feelings. Okay, now can we mend each other's feelings? Now we got to talk about that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as our neighbors, as far as knowing how each other is doing, how, when you walk into that gas station, how you doing today? You know what I mean? It only takes one thing. You guys saw me with the boots on the ground. You know what I mean? Speaking to people. Yeah, that's how I am every day in my real life. You know what I mean? This shit is just a little red app. You know what I mean? But still, you be courteous around your ways, people that, that are courteous to you. I mean, so you do that. Check on people because you never know how they're doing. You never know if this is their last day. Today is it, tomorrow's not going to be seen for them. You never know what they're thinking, where their minds are, so it's important. Do you know what I mean? Like, take care of yourself, take care of one another as well. And you ask someone how they're doing, wait to find out their response. Don't just walk off. Wait to see, Oh, I'm doing good. Or no, I'm having a rough day. Okay, well, I hope it gets better. Are you at the beginning of your day or the end of your work day? You know what I mean? Ask them and really see what's up. We really care. Take the moment to care. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for walking and definitely talking and watching Trigger TV. Rocking with me and stalking with me. But definitely hit that like button, you guys. Make sure you get in the comment field. Let me know how you feel about the story. I definitely will be back, with something else to give you a little bit of something. We've got Queen up on the damn backboard to talk a little bit about her ass. I see she's talking about her court date and her and Danny going down to the courthouse to get married. Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? I don't know. But anyway, let's send condolences out to their family here. And talk about these kids, and let's make sure that we protect one another, guys. We love one another, and that we do take it 5 minutes at a time, and one day is too much. Thank you so much for watching Trigger TV. Make sure you guys smash that like button for me, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you guys turn your notifications on to get notified every time I drop a video, whether it's live or I pre-record. So I'm like, get it in on it. Got to get it in on you now. So make sure that you are hitting that like button, guys. Get in the comment field. Let me know how you feel, and I will definitely be back live with another one. I love you so much, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you the next one. You guys hit that like button, and definitely see you on the next one. I love you, and peace. I'm out of here. Let me see you rock with me now. Come on. Let me see you now. Get in that comment field now. Hit that like button. Go ahead now. Hit that like button. If you haven't become a member, go ahead and hit that membership now. Hit that join button. It's on the page now. It's in the description too now. And go on rock with me. Throw them bangs up in the chat. If you like what you heard, if you like the content, go ahead and support the content. You can rock with me and rock it. Hit the PayPal super chat, or you can send a cash app to Hearts for Humanity. Okay, you rock with us, $ or the @ okay, or even send a super chat, and definitely support the chat. Okay, we love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Go ahead and shake it for me in the comment field. Let me see them bangs in the chat. Okay, let me see them bangs all up in the comment field. Show me that you're rocking with Trigger. Let me see them. Let me see you guys rock with me now. I love you so much. And I'm out of here, babe. Let me see it now. Let me see you shaking now. Shout out to all my moderators in the motherfucking building now. Love you now. Shout out to all my day ones, okay? All my lovers that come to the damn chat and always coming out there now. Okay? Okay? Shout out to all my lovers now. Okay? All my Jane Locks and Pencil Lolas, okay? Okay? All those, okay? All my Ayana Browns, okay? Okay? All my Cyruses, all them, okay? Shout out to all my lovers out there, okay? All my Melba B's in the house. All my big J's in the motherfucking building, okay? Okay? I'm a yayas. All right? Shout out to all motherfuckers, okay? Shout out to my damn chat. Chat, keep it lit out there now. Get litty in the city with video, okay? Love y'all now. Shout out to everybody rocking with Trigger TV. We're gonna rocking with Trigger TV. We're gonna rock a little crime. We're gonna slide a little, slide a little crime and slide every time. Come on, rocking with me now. I'm gonna see you on the next one. You already know. I'm gonna see you on the next one. You already know now. I love you now.